Hi there, we've got a very peculiar inquiry coming down the tubes at Nick Dutch today. And this particular inquiry is, what is the funniest experience you've had when trying to do something occult? Um, when I first read this, I thought to myself, this is peculiar because when you're lighting candles and burning incense and you're repeating a mantra and you're doing like a traditional Wiccan circle casting and all the rest of it, humor and comedy is not really, it's not really there. It's a very solemn, religious type, boring experience. But there's been two occasions in my personal history when I have had basically a laugh when going through the process of something of an occult nature. One time was when I was doing a ghost hunting experience, and I was there taking a group of people around different rooms in this haunted hotel. And this particular group was getting a bit serious. They were getting a bit, very heavily into it, which is great. That's what we really wanted. We wanted them to be interested in what we were doing. And we were all standing in a circle holding hands and trying to feel to see whether the spirits of the place was trying to communicate to us or whether there was other impressions we could piece them together. But they were getting very serious and very intense about this. And I thought, we really can't have this. And one girl who was standing beside me was holding my hand in the circle. She says, I'm sorry I've been on my feet all day, just got to take my shoes off. And at that point I went, I detect a continental influence, yes. And of course everyone laughed because I was making a smelly feet joke, basically. That was quite good. She kicked me, but it lightened the air, and that's what was really required, because the more serious, you can really get yourself emotionally intense taking all this stuff too seriously. And that doesn't help you when you're trying to evaluate what has actually happened during an experience. It loads your mind to the point whereby you start thinking that this, that, and the other has to have been a genuine experience or whatever, when basically it might not have been, and you may actually have been lying to yourself. Now, there was another time when I laughed. This was when I was doing a ritual by myself. This was loads of years ago. I mean, oh, best beloved. This was just prior to my capitulation away from the pagan movement at the time. And because there was me, I was wearing I was told, you have to have a robe, okay? So I'd gone to this this seamstress shop where I bought this brilliant bit of fabric, costing about £40. It was good quality wool, so I thought, yeah, if I'm doing really serious magic outdoors, I'll keep warm when I'm wearing this. Oh dear, anyway, I had this, the full robe on. I had an altar set up with something representing earth, air, fire, and water, and I had a list of things that I wanted to chant. I had various different sections of my ritual to go through, and I had things signifying the various different religious orders I was working with and symbolism and the system. And I had squares of Solomon because I was doing it via square magic at the time, high magic methodology. And I had things to symbolize the elements around me for the circle. This was getting quite elaborate as far as you could get within the space of a bedroom. The incense was going, I had little incense, so I was rather worried it might be a fire risk, because I had quite a nice thick carpet in my bedroom at the time. And I was thinking, oh my god. And something inside me just clicked. Because, I am a chronic fatigue sufferer. I was a chronic fatigue sufferer then. I'd done lots of rituals which are supposed to, in inverted commas, work, alright, to cure me of this chronic fatigue syndrome, and none of them actually worked. And I suddenly hit this point of thinking, hang on a second, it doesn't work, does it? All these people who are just spending all their their weekends benefits money on pot, and who are doing their ritual magic, they're just poxy pathetic stoners who don't know how to understand basic English language, don't know the meanings of the words they're using, and don't understand why someone would actually waste any of their time doing any of this weird bullshit. Okay, they're they're with the fairies, metaphorically, obviously, because the fairies don't objectively exist, do they now? No, of course they don't. Although there are some people out there saying, "Oh yes, they do. I've seen them. I've seen them. I've seen them." Well, as far as they're concerned, keep them away from me. They are fucking mental. Okay, okay, fucking mental. Please forgive the language, but they are totally dear, oh dear, oh dear. Difficult, dangerous, scary, messed up individuals. I'm glad I got that out of my system. I'm sorry to have burdened you with that, but sometimes it's necessary for me because I've experienced so much of this. I've seen so many of these people, and this part of me being here and being on this YouTube channel is just to help undo the damage that they do to other people. You know what I mean? It's just because there's so much of it. Dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Anyway. I was doing this ritual and I was laughing. I was laughing to myself because I just saw that the whole thing was a joke and ludicrous and a lie, because they didn't know what they were talking about. Sure, the strange experiences that I'd experienced in my life had still happened to me. So then I was in a state of ambivalence because I thought, what if some of it's true? Well, it obviously wasn't true because no one's actually done, the hard enough scientific experiments. They said that they're all scientists. Of course they said they're all scientists. Just like the drunkards in the pub on Saturday night say, yeah, well, I really have flown one of those before. Yes. Or, well, I really do run a multinational company. The fact I'm in the pub every single day from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. It's, I can because I'm rich. Huh. No, of course they couldn't, and they weren't rich. They were drawing on the benefits, weren't they, for Christ's sakes? I was able to laugh at the witchcraft movement. I was able to laugh at the spiritualist movement. And I was able to start trying to fathom a way of looking at life that was actually important. I could start to build the perspective that a strange experience means you can have a strange experience. But it doesn't necessarily mean to say what the strange experience seems to suggest. The speculation can be fun, but essentially it's not science. So you can't say that whatever is the fruits of your speculation is in fact hard and fast objective reality. Okay, you see where I'm going with this. Okay, that moment of laughter was when I started to be born as a trans deist. It was that time when I started to realize what was right, and that all of the New Age movement was in fact wrong. But I was struggling with how to explain that to them, as well as to, you. But anyway, that was pretty funny. Speak to you soon. God bless.